going on, people? Um, what is today? It is October the 1st. October the 1st. You know, my grandma passed away yesterday, and on my dad's side, I don't know what the fuck that was. Excuse me. But she passed, and I haven't called anybody or anything, you know. And I know I need to, especially my dad, because he was there taking care of her. But it's more on the lines of like, how can I put this? Some people are very, very insensitive. Like, they don't care. What you tell them, what you got going on, you know. They probably can sense the frustration in your voice. It don't matter. You know, it's like, as long as I can do what I want to do, excuse me, or as long as I can get what I want to get, you know. And you can watch insensitivity in a person, and if no one, now this goes for anything, it doesn't even have to be like literally like being insensitive, but anything you can see on a person, right? Like you can see it or you can hear it. And the old me, I used to wouldn't say anything about it, you know, because I was under the impression that it was like a temporary thing, or they'll get it together, you know, or, you know, they know that they're being insensitive. That's something that they need to deal with, right? Well, in fact, yeah, you should address it. The main reason why you should address it is because they are intentionally being that, okay? Like, no one is being that way and they got some good for you. No. They don't have shit good for you at all. No matter what they say, how they say it, the way, it don't matter. And then half of the time you can tell that they're being controlled by something or someone else. And it's like, even though you could say, hey, snap out of it. Or this isn't what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, who around you? What you got going on? What you doing? You know, that's not an appropriate thing to say or do or be. Whatever. Right? They don't get it. You know? Now, this particular person, I don't know necessarily if, what's the word I want to say? Main thing is this. The reason why he doesn't know that he's being an insensitive asshole is because it's not necessarily him being the insensitive asshole. It's someone else that is around him that wants him to appear to be that way. You know, and to be completely honest with you, if he is like that, okay, or she is like that, it's kind of like Tourette's. The shit'll just keep coming out, you know, and they'll amp it up, you know. And what I like to call it is being a nice nasty, you know. And I look at that like an Oprah move in some ways, you know. I ain't saying, you know, Oprah be doing shit to people. I'm just saying, like a nice nasty. It's kind of like, oh, poor baby, you fell. And then it's like, aren't you glad that you fell? It taught you something, didn't it? It taught you not to, you know, keep walking that way or in that path, or maybe the next time you won't fall so hard. It's like that, okay? And you can clearly hear it, see it, feel it too. And you know what it is. You know it, okay? But God forbid if you address it with that person, you know, oh, they feel so insulted. How dare you? You know, or that's not me. I would never do that, you know, or you have no idea what you're talking about. I don't operate in that manner. Let me tell you, because I be going through that, okay? And if you listen to any of my videos or read any of my work, it's like my word for the dumb shit is just like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So when they say something so sarcastic and my antennas be like, you know, and I get hostile, nice, nasty, in a different kind of way. It's a little more, I ain't gonna say it's tactful at all. Mm-mm. I just be on some shit like, motherfucker, you think I don't understand what the fuck you just said? Like, you was just like, oh, you failed. But instead of you laughing, right? You like, the next time you fall, you know, it's like, you know it's bad because it's negative, right? I could follow it up with so many things, you know, but it's like, what I want to say to people is this. You hearing that shit right. You hearing it right. Okay? So even in your mind be like, did this motherfucker just... Yes, they did. Mm-hmm. They meant it too. This ain't no alter ego. This ain't no personality disorder. This ain't nothing like that. No, they meant it. The difference is when they're in front of your face, they don't want to say it to you because they don't want to be viewed in that light, okay? So they do in the mind control, you know, whoever has your focus and attention and things are going great, okay? This is like the grand, like, joker, jester, you know, and your person could be saying something truly nice, like, oh my God, like, man, let me help you up, you know, I hate that. Oh my, just look, they might offer more than just a hand, right? They say, get over here, walk on this side, I'll walk on the outside, right? And then you got that person in the back saying, you know, but it's gonna come out that young man's mouth. You know, he might say something on the lines of, you know, I just rescued you. You know, it could have been so much worse. Like, The way you fell, you only got one cut on your knee, but you could have shattered it, you know? And then they take you down a spiral. And you don't even realize that they're like wishing shit on you. But they are, you know. But they jazz it up with their smiles, with their voice, their intellect, okay, or their shyness, you know, or that back door, rock and hide your hand type shit. And so the old me would be like, you know, I see this shit. I see it. And, you know, I will react. Or I did used to go tell. Because motherfuckers would be going to tell on me so much that I felt like, well, maybe I need to beat them to the punch, you know, and tell on them first. Let me tell you, these motherfuckers. See, because they didn't sink their teeth in so good on your people. They didn't already tarnish your shit, you know. So even when you tell, they don't even believe you when you tell. You're like, wait a minute. I mean, I ain't telling on no dumb, stupid ass shit. I'm telling on some real shit. Like, you know, the reason why that motherfucker fell. See, I just tripped over my feet. Okay? Because my sneakers was untied. But the reason why that motherfucker fell, that motherfucker on heroin right there. And he got into that little stupid like, want nobody catching him. Want nobody catch. But the gas like, what? I don't do anything like that. That wasn't me. So it's like that. It's like something so big that should not be happening. And if it is, a lot should happen probably behind closed doors or in a safe environment of some kind, right? But no one makes a big deal out of that at all. No one. You know they make a big deal out of? Oh, the way I fell and I fell off my sneakers and, you know, my shoes weren't tied. And I'm like, how the fuck is that big? Or like, how is that shit on somebody's mind still? Like, what? But it's the projection. It's that extra shit on top of something basic that mounts into a molehill, like that type. It's like they want something to grow. They want something to blossom. They want something or all things like negative just to be like, boom, bow, 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 like always hitting you. You know what I'm saying? And so the old me, let's say if I did get a little frustrated or whatever, and, you know, I pass some words back and forth, and then maybe some turn into something like a fight or something. Maybe it don't. You know what I'm saying? But it could be a heated argument, and then they want me out of there. And I'm like, all right, fine. I'm gone. I'm out. You know. Most time, no, I don't turn around. Mm-mm. What for? That shit's still fresh on my goddamn mind. And if it's fresh on my damn mind, well, I think we should talk about it. You know, I'm not saying talk about it and drill the shit into you like trying to make you out to be this prosecutor of a motherfucker. No. Resolve it. All right, move on. Now we can go out. You know, party, have a good time. Now we can do, because the air is clear. That's what I want people to understand. You know, it's not no bad tunage, wrong frequency type shit that you're getting. It's clear signal. Okay? But during that, You need to understand how to check for interference. Okay? Interference is something like when I say I got that third person, that's interference. But the other form of interference, and you know how you be watching the movies, and you know it's an alien-based movie. You know it. And what they do? You riding down the road, you going somewhere, it be light, and all of a sudden shit turn dark, right? Then you like, oh, she about to go down. You know what I'm saying? And then motherfuckers slow down. Now let me tell you, in the movies, that shit is like, they just slow down a little bit and they make it like the car stop or whatever. In real life, motherfuckers slow down. Yeah, they setting your ass up. Because you gonna wonder, or you should wonder, you need to be like, why the fuck you ain't keeping the momentum to get through this shit? Because who the fuck wants to be trapped in this shit? They already looking like, hey, I'm trapped temporary. But bitch, you don't even know what the fuck I got set up for your ass. You know what I'm saying? So, that person like myself, I'm going to stuff like, I'm like, dang. Let me get a regular name so don't nobody get offended. Sue. So why you stop like that? And you're like, oh, I don't know what's going on. I can't really see. You would think it'd be safe to stay in that damn car, right? But you gotta look at what Sue doing. She's looking around, and guess what her hand at? On that ignition. She thinking about turning the damn car off. She just slowed down. Now what the fuck is you gonna turn the car off and stay? Okay. Mm-mm. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes like you can see that shit ahead of time with your people, your friends, your folk, whatever. Because if they didn't sabotage you once, they're gonna do that shit again. They're gonna do it again. Like the extreme is kind of like a Sue situation. You know what I'm saying? They done did the little test on the shit with the walk. Made a big deal about you doing that shit. And then they got you somewhere where now you don't know what's up. You know what I mean? But what I'm trying to say to folk is this. Like, when you start watching people behaviors, patterns, triggers, what they say, how they say it, and then how they move, you start to understand them. And when Sue don't talk about going down no dark roads full of fog and she drive at night all the goddamn time, well, why the fuck is she doing it now? So that's another thing. And then on top of it too, it's like, yo, if Sue, after the little trip and fall, whatever, right? She said, girl, you want to go with me? I'm going such and such. We're going to be doing this, and this. Da, 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 da. If you say no, you need to stick with the no. If you say yes, try your own shit. Because even though that's your friend of any kind, and that's your man of any kind, right? You can tell it's a motive there. And you can tell it because of the way her sarcasm was about your shit. And then his sarcasm was about the same yo shit. None the least, they both gave sarcasm. In two different ways and methods designed to make you feel like you done fucked up. You done fucked up. Like, your 2 left feet then turned you into a motherfucking killer. And you like, what? Huh? But it's projection. It's something they already done. They didn't did. They didn't conjured up. They, it's like that. Okay. And so even in the divinity world, yeah, look at this shit the same way. That's how God be looking at the shit. God already be checking shit out. God already be like, I ain't saying it's a GPS thing, but think about it like this. It's more than one way to get somewhere. You got your back road. You got your old highway. You got your new highway. Then you got your city road. That's already 4 different ways you can go, right? And sometimes we get comfortable and we go the same way all the time. We don't shake it up. We go the same way. But just like I'm telling you about patterns, triggers, and all of that, that's what your enemy does. They watch you, watch everything. They go above and beyond, like doing some detailed detective work, okay? Like, they be on some extra shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I chew on this side, they're gonna chew on this side. Dumbass shit. Like, that's gonna make a difference. You know what I mean? But, none the least, they do it. But everybody focus on the wrong shit. You must understand that everybody outside is gonna be different. Just like everybody inside is gonna be different. But you can't make nobody be what you want them to be because you want to be them. Yeah. Let me say it again. You cannot make anyone be what you want them to be because you want to be them. And I don't know how many times these folks have done these things to other people. But somehow, in their magic, it's designed to have you doubt yourself, low self-esteem, it doesn't make you favor anything about you. And I'm not just saying looks. I'm talking about from your shape to your talk to your smile to your, let me see how I can say this. Okay. You know how men can measure their things when they're in the shower? At the gym or some shit like that. Weird ways women try to do the same, even though we don't really shower together like talking about, because we ain't really heavy into the sports like that. But even the women that are into the sports like that, they ain't they ain't checking a sister package out like talk about, you know what I'm saying? Like that. It's like, it's on some other shit. Like, even if they bathing, it's on the lines of, you know what? Shorty, she scored real good. She did. And I examined that crossover, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to be able to, like, maybe dominate that part. But the different types of teamwork in a team setting, like, they are able to answer those things with each other and make sense of a whole lot of shit. And that makes a big old difference. My house is dark. I keep this bitch dark too. You know why? Because I know my way through this motherfucker in the goddamn dark. I don't give a fuck if nobody else know they way through this bitch. It ain't their motherfucking house. You know what I'm saying? But there's a reason for that shit. Okay? But it's like I was saying, you gotta know what's up with folks. You gotta be comfortable in your all your shit. No matter what nobody say to you. You know. And maneuver accordingly. It ain't necessarily to like trap nobody up or no shit. It's for you not to get trapped the fuck up. That's the thing I always just been saying to folks. Worry about your life. All fucking parts of your life. Don't be worried about nobody else's shit. Like, that makes no sense. Okay? Meaning, I used to say this all the time. I guess she was kind of like a friend, right? And I think my dad had hired her or something. And I didn't know. But that wasn't my fucking business to know. It's a job, right? I was just coming into town, you know. But here she is at this time. You know, she was talking to me like, girl, I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to be doing that, and and I'm like, okay. But she's saying it in a way where it's like wanting to make me jealous about it. Now, I don't get why I would be, feeding into the underhanded bullshit when I'm his daughter and I don't live here, But at the same time, I say, well, congratulations. I'm glad, you know. And they realize they're not getting nothing out of me by doing certain things. Then they want to do something else or say something else. And you have to watch that in people, you know. And you really just have to be blunt and address some shit that you don't even want to address with certain people because sometimes you don't want to see that they act that way. It's like, wow. Here I thought XYZ, but okay. This is what I'm working with here, So if a person is vindictive or childish or insensitive, a bully, or a happiness hater, or they're very deliberately destructive, or they really do have mental disorders, I don't have a problem with saying something to somebody about any of that at all. Because it's like, yo, the vibe where at my house don't deal with that. So I can tell when somebody bring it. And it's like, why would you bring that in here? That's how you have to look at it. You can feel peace. You can hear the quiet. Okay? So when you bring all that other stuff in the house, that's baggage, right? Ain't that what Erykah Badu be saying to folk? You bringing that baggage. that drama, that extra bull, that extra nonsense. And it's like, why? It's like, what's the point? But that's going to let you know, oh, okay. Somebody wants to engage in something. And it ain't got no good outcome as the plan. It just doesn't, you know. But you can see it. And instead of you waiting and twiddling your thumbs for it to happen, it's kind of like you can say, hey, I can see you're a little frustrated. Well, you came home and you like off the chain about some shit. What's up? When it's always pertaining to you and then you're not with that person, it's like, wait a whoa. Like, you know I don't go to work with you, right? And you know I can't read your mind, right? And, you know, I was really just trying to help you, right? You know, I wasn't trying to start no bullshit. I thought I was going to be alleviating some bullshit, you know, so the bullshit don't fill up the house. It's kind of like if somebody fart, you want to get that shit out of there. You don't want that smell to stay in the damn house. That's the same with all them words I just was talking about. All that destructiveness. Because everything starts with words. Everybody know that words are spells and shit like that. They don't want to admit it. That they might be operating as a certain type of person, but they are. And then they don't want to admit that it's a what's the word? Sometimes a person's way of being um, can become a habit, a ritual, a constant. But they could have picked it up from somebody else. And they think it's okay to do, say, be. Because, hey, this is how, you know, my aunt did it, or my mom did it, or my sister did it, and so I'm going to do it too. Don't look at it like you're doing something wrong when you address those words to a person. Because when you know you're not giving that out, there's no need for you to get it. And you'll come across some folks that no one has ever addressed anything to them. Nothing wrong with you doing that. You know, it has nothing to do with somebody being bigger or badder or better or any of that. It's like, damn, you know, don't treat me like that. Like, because it always puts you in that feel of, well, what did I do? And they don't want to tell you. And it's like, then it's a guessing game. And then they just hope you just choose some shit to just pluck their fucking nerves. Just so they have the ultimate reason to go off. Right? To these people, they're blowing off some there's some esteem, you know, or steam. It's toxic steam though. It's toxic. And when they don't do it in front of your face and they do it behind your back, don't mean shit. It's still toxic. It's toxic. Because if you create an environment of any kind where you can address it and it doesn't have to turn into a negative event, and you've done that and it's successful, guess what? They don't have the excuse anymore to be that way when they decide to come to your home and come across your door. It's like saying, leave all of those words where they belong, outside. you know. And it sounds corny, but this is how God works. Okay? Everything is words. When you're thinking it, coming out your mouth, you're praying it, sending it up to heaven, sending it to hell, or you ain't trying to send it to nobody, but spirit catches shit anyway. Okay? It still is being put out there, you know. And you can start to categorize these words like, okay, this is in the happiness arena, the sadness arena, the hope arena, the joy arena, or the diabolical arena, you know, the sadness arena. And it's like you can even address it nicely, like, you know, I'm happy. Nah, I don't want to be sad today. You know, and I'm sorry that you're sad and what you're sad about. And I've listened. But my goal is to try to make you happy because I don't want to be sad. Other people can bring their sadness to your home and they make you sad because it's a transfer of words, a transfer of feelings, a transfer of emotions. And it's one thing to empathize and sympathize with a person, but it's another thing when you take it on. And a lot of parents do that. And they don't mean to, but they do because they care about their children. And they take it on and it becomes a weight. And they feel like sometimes like, man, I thought I raised my child better than this. And it's not that you didn't. It's just the state of mind of that particular child. And then the particular mind of the person that they got it from. You know, and some people do like to still blame their parents for a lot of things, right? And it's like, really? Really? And let me tell you how I operate in that arena. Because I just addressed one word, sadness, right? Bringing sadness into your home. You can look at sadness as a devil. Because if that person keeps wearing sadness every time they come to your home, that's a sadness devil. It is designed to make you sad, to keep you sad, to have you stuck sad and be sad all the fucking time. So when you say something to that sadness in that person, you're saying something to that sadness devil in that person, saying, hey, I see you. And I know what you're doing. You know, I didn't ask for you to come here. And I didn't ask for you to dump your shit here. Okay? I already got enough sadness. It's over there in that pile over there. I'm cleaning that shit up now. So I need you to go on back outside, all right? Change all this up. What you need to do? I don't know what you need to do. But my answer, maybe you should smoke a blunt because you're sad. And even in your sadness, it'll make you happy, okay? Hey, you come back in, we get all right, you know? But it's something that has to change in the molecular structure and in your fucking brain. That's a definite, especially when it's constant and continuous. You have to address it as the person, and then as the friend, you need to address it with the person. Instead of, don't do the thing of you see it and you just walk past it like it's not there. Like, I know there's that. I don't want to do this shit. I'm just going to keep on. You know, that's insensitive because that's another bad devil, right? And not that I'm a goody two-shoes or any of that type shit, but I'm telling you, this is the way to get rid of the devil. Because you're looking at it like it's one fucking devil and it's not. Sadness is a devil. Insensitivity is a devil. Hate is a devil. Fear is a devil. Okay? Diabolicalism is a devil. Destruction is a devil, you know. So if you have a lot of how do I want to say this? Duality definitions that are not in the upright. They're devils. And they're little ones, and they grow into big ones the longer you keep them, the longer you practice them, the longer you fester in them, the longer somebody keeps being that way around you. In your family, your spouse, your friends, your coworkers. So imagine if everyone told everybody about how you hate being angry. And what does everyone do? They have a devilish nature. They call up their other little devils and say, Kiki don't like being angry. Let's make her angry today. See? It's like that. And then you wonder why you're getting angry when you go to work. And you wonder why you're getting angry in the car. You wonder why your friend is like, driving you down this dark ass fucking road and it's foggy, okay? She's angry. Or she's sad. There's something of a negative nature and she wants to fester in it. She wants to stay in it. And she wants to create that environment for yourself. No matter how drastic that shit can become. Doesn't matter. That person will rather create that because to them, yes, they understand duality, but they understand it still in a negative form. Okay? That means if I am sad and I want to be happy, right? Instead of doing happy things to make me happy, I'm doing something just as devilish to someone. And it gives me such happiness to see something not so cool, not so good. It's bad. And it'll be sad to happen to that other person. They get a kick out of shit like that. So it's like, that's how you know. Fuck. It's the devil. All right? And you can avoid that type of devil all the time. Or you can just always confront it. Truth is about the devil. It cannot live in your vessel if you don't invite it. Inviting it is keeping it, festering over it, having it wander all up here all the time, and you're not changing yourself, your circumstances, your mind, about what's going on. You're letting it be. And then you're saying, this is who I am. No. Really, because who you should be is a variety of shit. Not this. So you gonna stay this? This is what you're saying. You want to stay this, right? All right. If a person decides to stay, whatever they're staying, that doesn't mean you have to stay. That's what I need people to understand. They want to make you feel guilty too, because you're not staying. But they don't realize that it's psychological abuse, emotional abuse, and sometimes physical abuse. And I'm not saying like when they fight physically. I'm saying it like they want you to fight yourself, go against yourself, hurt yourself, kill yourself, like that type shit. They're obsessed with endings, okay? They can't tell the difference a lot of times between what they watch on TV, sometimes the games they play, and their real life, because their game of life has always been traumatic. It's always been traumatic and overlooked. And no one addresses it. And these different types of people or devils have the same patterns. Okay? It's a thrill to them to be able to do certain things because that's what they get off on doing. And if it hasn't reached its peak of their excitement, they want to take it up a notch. All right? It's the same like a drug, except for that high is already up at the highest notch it's ever going to be the first time you do it. And you keep searching for it after that, and it doesn't hit that mark. It won't. It's like nothing is like your first time in anything. But they don't get that. They want to chase that. That high. Okay? It's the same. And whatever pain they want to inflict, they're chasing it. Now, this is where it gets a little bit deeper. Not only have they been abused or traumatized, okay? They're very particular. Man. They want to go after everyone that reminds them of that abuser. Or they will pick something like, hey, I don't like nice people. Just target nice people. Or it could be a certain thing you do because it's a trigger. Certain thing you say, it's a trigger, okay? And it invokes a certain reaction out of them. And they can't help it because it takes them back to that time of that bad person. And they want to get revenge on that bad person. That's the person that they see versus the person that's in front of them. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. And it's where, like, yes, you are coherent. Like you are aware of what you're doing. But there are parts of your mind that's blocked. And it keeps recycling that day, that event, that time, that situation. And they want it to go away. Right? They don't look at it going away by recreating the scenario in their mind or just knowing that the scenario exists and it keeps popping up. Okay? And when it keeps popping up, you need to say, dang, I was hurt. This was tragic. I mean, I went through a lot. You need to say that to yourself. But you also have to acknowledge, too, it wasn't your fault. It was the fault of someone else. That person still got it from someone else. And it keeps going. You know? And what you have to do is, if you find yourself meeting someone and they trigger you, I know it sounds easy what I'm about to say, but it's the acknowledgement of it that is the key in it all. And I'm not telling you anything that I did not go through myself, that I did not actually do myself. Okay? All right? So you come across someone and they might talk like someone that you know, and they hurt you. Or they might do something like someone you know that hurt you. Or it's a key phrase, or the way they put their clothes on. It could be anything. Anything. All right? You have to tell them what happened the best way you can. And you need to ask them, like, hey, just only when you're around me. Can we not do this or that or whatever, right? And if they don't want to, it's fine. You know, then what you need to be able to say is, well, this hurts me, this triggers me, this makes me feel this way. And because of that, I'm just going to exit stage left and I'm going to go back home. I don't care if they like it. I don't care if they are like, well, dang, I didn't do nothing. You know, no, you didn't. Instead of you saying to them, yes, you did. You clicked your heels 3 times and I don't even like the Wicked Witch of the West because it reminds me of the... No. You know, you're right. You did not. It's all me. So that's why I'm gonna take me home. Okay? Because I still got some shit I need to work out. You know. And I would do that. And now I did it in 2 different forms. My younger self form and my older self form. The way I just gave it to y'all, that was like my older self form, where I'd be like, you know, I'm going to go home because it's just rattling some stuff and, oh boy, not today. Because see, you know what you're prepared for, regardless of how your day is going. You know what you're prepared for. You know if you're close to breaking, you close to crying, you close to just... Now, sometimes other folk know that. Sometimes they care, sometimes they don't. Okay. But in my younger self, I remember, I think I was like 19 or 20. And I was on a date. Okay. And we were having conversations and things. Fine. And then this young man said, do you know such and such? My face. I turned so evil so quick. It just did something in the inside of me. I was just like, what? And he was like, damn, like, what'd I say? I'm like, yo, you know what the fuck you just said. Who? You know? And so he'll mention it again, such and such. Let me tell you what that really means. That man already knew you. That man already was scoping your ass out. And that man is prepared to apply some pressure. And you might not even look at it like pressure, but that motherfucker is ready to apply some pressure. Because as soon as you say, yeah, I know such and such, then they want to get into, oh, what happened with y'all? Motherfucker, really? You should know you brought his ass up. So to a lot of men, when I was like 19 or something, they would look at me like I was a bitter bitch. But I was very direct, very upfront. And I was like, yo, I don't want to date no fucking body that my ex-boyfriend know. I don't give a fuck who you is. I don't want to finish this date with your ass or nothing. I'm getting my black ass up. I'm getting in my motherfucking car. I'm going on about my goddamn business. Because if it's something in my ex I don't like, and you know him, it's going to be something in you I don't like too. And I don't know. He might be the one telling you to do it or to say it. You see? But immediately, I would be mean, evil. And I don't want to give a... I don't have to see you again. We ain't going no second date. None of that type shit. It's just like, I'm good. The fuck is my dog? Tola! Where you at? That's just people walking. That's the neighbor house. Be quiet. Oh, shit. Damn. Hey, y'all can't see me, but I gotta go. Later. I forgot.